Oh, roll 20.
Greetings one and all, and welcome once more to Channel Other Doc. I am Jim, I use he, him pronouns, and this is our short campaign. Short is an interesting word for it, actually. This is our campaign of Urban Shadows Lex Talionis, an urban fantasy game that's powered by the apocalypse and set in modern-day Rome, Italy. We're going to go ahead and go around and say hi to everybody, see who they are and who they're playing, and before we dive in, so we're going to start once again with Alyssa. Hello!
Hi, everybody! It's nice to be back in Roma. Yes, I'm Alyssa. Hello. I am playing Manny the Fae. Both of us use she, her pronouns, and short is definitely not the word I'd use for this campaign at this point. Nope.
No, me
but
neither.
that's fine. I'm good with it. I'm totally great with it.
It appears to be extending a bit, but we'll get more into that later, perhaps.
Not unlike Rome, it is simply growing.
All roads appear to lead to it, in truth. But now let us head over to Lynn. Hello.
Hey, I'm Lynn, she, her, and I am playing Mallory, who is basically a gopher for her demonic master, who basically trolls her life, and she's got to do jobs, and right now she is maybe partially the way done. She's she, her.
Getting there, creeping ever closer.
Oh, closer.
Awesome. And now let us once more head over to Sara. Hello.
Hello, I am Sara. I use she, they pronouns. I am playing Kai the Oracle, who uses they, them. And Kai is apparently the Oracle of Delphi.
Yeah, these things happen. You wake up one morning and you're the Pythia. That's,
it happens,
It's a perfectly natural process. Happens to, okay, not everyone, but
specifically me.
Yeah, specifically it happens to Kai. So, it's how it goes. It's how it goes. But like we do for most games on this channel, for other games on this channel, we're going to be using the X card, the N card, and the O card. If we hit something that's crossing a line for one of us, any of us can type an X in the Zoom video chat or anywhere else, or make an X symbol, and we'll back up and do something else. If something happens that we're okay having in the game, but we don't want a graphic description of it, we can type an N in the Zoom video chat, and we'll fade to black on it or put it behind a veil so it will be there, but we won't go into detail. Finally, if we're exploring a topic or an area of roleplay that's particularly intense for us, but we want to keep going anyway, we can put an O in the chat to let us know that we're all okay and that we're all good to keep piling on the drama. Something else we can do is put an O with a question mark after it when we're moving into a difficult topic, or if we say or we do something and then think, maybe that might have been a little too much, then everyone else can respond to that again with an X, an N, or an O to let us know if we're still doing okay. We are also using the pause. If any of us needs to take some time, we can ask for a pause in the game while we discuss things or just take a break, for as long as anyone needs. As a reminder, just a few content warnings. This game may include supernatural elements, corruption, debt, intimacy, crime, horror tropes, noir tropes, mild sexual content, and elements of the history of Rome. If at any time you can type bang CW, that's exclamation point CW, in the chat to see that all of that. That command also has a link to the content warnings for this game in a little more detail, so you can look at that whenever you need to. Also, please remember we have an open door policy, which means that any of us and any of you can feel free to step away from this at any time if you need to. It's just a game, and mental health is always more important. And now, there is a recap, which is good because I need to remember what happened last time. So I am now going to read this recap after I make sure things are arranged on my screen properly. Yes, there we go. Okay. All right. So, precedently on Lex Talionis, Mallory clashed with Adrienne Legrand, the servant of her boss, Mr. Sharp's rival, Ms. Vex. They fought in Termini Station, the Termini Transit Station, where Mallory entered the conflict by hurling Adrienne into an oncoming train, ending her opposite number's life in the process. After pulling Mr. Sharp's suit of demon armor from Adrienne's body, which is what she was there to get in the first place, Mallory flew out of the train station, but not before she was spotted by Ms. Vex, who appeared on an electronic billboard as Mallory fled. Meanwhile, Manny continued her conversation with her boyfriend Tom, questioning him about the angel he'd been in communication with. Tom said he didn't know a lot about the angel, but that he receives advice from them, and that the angel typically asks him a lot of questions. He offered to ask the angel for information about the troubles facing Manny and Kai, and Manny made him promise that if things get too dangerous, he'll take care of himself first and go. While that was happening, Kai decided to do another reading in an effort to figure out how to deal with being an oracle saddled with the mantle of the Pythia. They discovered an opportunity to use their power to reach out to a neutral entity for advice, and in so doing managed to make contact with Charon, the ferryman of the dead. Charon explained that the mantle adapts to the spirit and personality of its bearer, and is different for each Pythia, so it would be up to Kai to figure out how to control their newfound abilities. He also told Kai that the previous Pythia was in the middle of a major vision when they died, and that after her death she told Hecate the prophecy, and that Hecate was in something of an uproar about it. Upon discussing the recent strange behavior of Rome's gateway to the underworld, Charon advised Kai that there was a Titan currently in Rome in human guise, and that finding that individual would be helpful in learning more about that situation. In the meantime, Mallory flew toward Capitoline Hill in an effort to find off-the-books medical attention, and ended up falling into a small extension off the Tiber River a short distance away from there. Now, for some reason, I made a footnote here. For some reason, the last time my brain decided to place it closer to the Colosseum than it actually is, and I was calling it a canal, which it isn't quite the case. For those who know Rome, it was near Ponte Fabricio, the Fabrician Bridge, which connects to the northeast side of that little island in the Tiber. Here, let's go to the map screen. It's it's right there, that island there. Basically is the one that I'm talking about. So it connects the northeast side of that little island in the Tiber Island, the island of temples and hospitals. And so that happened. So that's where Mallory landed, right about there. So that said, once that happened, after reverting to her human form, Mallory found herself being helped up out of the water by Mr. Sharp, who advised her that the midnight deadline he'd set had come. Mallory gave him the burgundy suit she'd retrieved from Adrienne and told him the other suit they were looking for, a green sharkskin suit. It's actually, technically the color is emerald. It's a specific shade of green. Was in the possession of the wizard Nicholas Voltaire. Sharp agreed to give Mallory more time to find the other suit, but she would have to perform another task. She would attend the Versace gathering with Sharp as his guest and keep an eye on the media mogul Julissa Pavia, a vampire who'd agreed to deliver an item to Sharp. Sharp asked Mallory to ensure Julissa comes through with the delivery. He also suggested that Julissa would only be able to make it happen if Mallory completed her own delivery of Mia Vargas's relics, which she had picked up last time, to the werewolf pack via Lupus. He then left her there by the water. After quickly binding her wounds, Mallory made her way up the hill to the Capitoline Museum Square. There she made contact with Galerius Conti, the leader of Via Lupus, and his lieutenant, Diana Mancuso. They appeared to be planning for something that would be happening imminently. She delivered the relics and asked for medical assistance. The werewolves called in their medic, Dr. Dino Bartolomei, who went to work patching Mallory up. After the rest of the wolves had run off to their destination, apparently the Via della Conciliazione, the street that links the St. Peter's Basilica with Castel Sant'Angelo, in exchange for a later favor, Dr. Bartolomei revealed to Mallory that they were going to make a lot of noise in Vatican territory to distract the sentries on the Bridge of Angels, and then go in and steal something hidden away beneath Castel Sant'Angelo. The doctor did not reveal what the wolves would be attempting to take, but said that once they got a hold of it, the balance of power in the city would shift very quickly. And that is where we left it. So that was horribly, horribly late at night. Well, I say horribly. It was sort of midnight, after midnight, 12:30-ish probably by that point. So I think we are ready perhaps to move to the next day. Is that a thing that's happening?
I think that sounds about right.
This game shall finally see a sunrise.
It's been an eventful day.
It's been a while.
It's been a day. Yeah, it's been a day.
I keep forgetting how easily. Just all I can say is welcome to Urban Shadows, where the days stretch like taffy. That's all I can say. So let's get to it. So presumably, then, I take it, Mallory, you went home to your apartment at that point? Was there anything else?
She probably just went home and literally just, like, closed the door and just probably just, like, collapsed. She's probably just, like, laying in the living room. Probably didn't even make it to a couch.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. All right. So, finally, we achieved day 2. It is now day 2. So I guess we shall go around and find out what folks are doing on the next day, as there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to think about, just so many things. So who would like to go first? Who's waking up first on day 2?
Probably Manny. Thinking about it, she's old. She's kind of routine. She's up probably first. Probably going immediately across to the bakery and seeing what's available and, normal routine sort of things, even though it's like, I didn't get enough sleep. Did not get enough sleep for this. Did not get enough sleep for this.
Okay. All right. So, you're going to go over to the bakery, and you're going to find. Let me open the mind map so that I have everyone in front of me. All of the 5 million NPCs. So you go across to the bakery, and you're going to find that today's bread is, man, I hope I say this correctly, galette, or galette. Now, it's basically sea biscuits, hardtack, is today's bread. Now, for those who know the bread code, for those who know and understand the bread code, that means that there is a potential for danger today. Life perhaps is being threatened. Batten down the hatches. So keep on your guard.
I think Manny will attempt to take a photo of the hardtack to send to Kai and be like, apparently all your visions were right. It's gonna be one of those days, huh? Probably fully aware that they're still asleep.
Yeah, Kai's absolutely asleep when that comes in.
Yeah, I'm not expecting them to wake up at all.
Okay. Yeah, no.
Like, all right. I'll grab that and a couple things that are tasty and take them back up to the apartment and see if Tom's awake yet. I assume he doesn't wake up very early.
Well,
why would he?
It depends on if he had work today or not. But I imagine he is most of what he has to do happens sort of in the kind of in sort of the... He's probably going to have to get up and check in within the next hour or so. Or at least prepare to get up and go check in. Probably, I think he works at Termini Station, if I remember correctly.
Oh no!
I think that's where
he
has to go.
Oh no!
That is indeed where he does work. So
yeah,
I'm sure he's in for a good day.
What? Just for. But what does Tom do at the Termini?
So yeah, actually, you're gonna get back into the apartment, and he's putting on his shoes, because he's just sort of doing that, and he's just sort of looking back and forth from his phone. And his phone sort of half, not quite frantically, but he's just, he's very quickly getting his stuff together.
You're in a rush.
No, it's crazy. There was like a homicide on the at the station last night. Apparently, that's coming in, and there's the police are crawling all over the place, and they need me to come in.
Oh God! All right, well, I don't even know what to say to that. That's just be careful, I guess. A murder at the train station?
It was pretty bad. They're saying it was very bad. It stopped. It happened on the tracks. It stopped the. It's just a good thing that it happened late at night.
The murder happened on the tracks? It wasn't a jumper?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's apparently there was a cryptid there last night or something. Some kind of big flying cryptid.
That might have been a demon.
Oh yeah.
I think I'll politely at this point text Valerie and be like, "Did you happen to go to the Termini Station?"
What time is it? It's
probably still fairly early right now, so you're probably still asleep, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's just gonna be like, you don't even get the look thing. It's just like still stand. Yeah.
Well, something tells me they won't be back there anytime soon. If they know what's good for them.
Well, they're trying to keep it. It looks like they're trying to keep things under. They're. I mean, this I only see from social media. It looks like they're trying to get a. I haven't looked at the paper yet, but they're trying to get some kind of. Yes, they may be gonna. They probably would have put a statement out by now. My boss is pretty good about that. But.
Well, if I know you have to get in, but I'm very curious what the social medias are saying.
Yeah.
It's not usually a good day when we're discovered, you know.
And Nelson, have you heard from Serena at all since yesterday?
No, she kind of left in a hurry and said she'd call in the morning, but
she was I mean, as she was making some of her posts, I could tell that she was still. I'm a mod on some of her things, and so I could see that she was still had her scheduled posts that came up. But she hadn't really said much. And then there's like something this morning she said thinking of making a change, but that was all I saw on there, and so I don't want to. I tried. I sent her a message and she hasn't responded or anything. But
I think I'll.
She didn't make any new posts, is what I'm saying. Not after a bit yesterday, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on there.
I'm gonna shoot her a text and be like, "Hey, sweetie, are you okay? Call me when you can."
Yeah. I should point out at this point, just for those who are concerned about the meta, Katie has left me some instructions. So just to so there will be more perhaps little revelations as time continues. But
just like give me a call when you can. Thinking about you, looking forward to later. Just like, well, Tom, and I'm gonna pick up the hardtack and be like, I've gotten a warning that today might not be one of the best days. So, just be extra careful.
Okay, well, I absolutely, I can't die now. He will He will.
It's just like that awkward laugh of like, I don't think this is funny, but I think laughing is the only thing I can do. So I'm just gonna.
And he will, if you permit it, he will quickly lean in for a kiss, and then he will dash out the door.
I'll probably do what any rude older girlfriend would do, which is grab his ass on the way out and just let him go.
He basically is like, oh.
See you later.
He will, do that thing where he sort of reaches back and brushes your arm as he's, also as he's heading out. And
oh boy,
yeah, there, off he goes. What would you like to do?
I probably need to make sure that everybody has appropriate outfits for the evening. So, rough estimates on Kai's measurements and everything, and I have something ready for them that will be comfortable and breathable and to their specifications, and touch up, see if there's any orders, but mostly focusing on our stuff because we need to look good for later.
Absolutely. So the things I will mention just briefly is that you have the you have in your possession you have the weird thread so that you have that should you need it later. And you will see over the course of the day that Gina is very excited. She's been also getting ready for the event tonight.
Of course she is. How can she not be?
She's so excited.
It's such a big day for her to potentially meet her grandmother.
Yeah, I know, right?
Not something I'm gonna tell her though. I just imagined Giuseppe like floating by and just giving him a look like, why would you give me this information that I cannot? It's like,
you just sort
make
of like,
me keep your secrets.
He just sort of mouths, "You asked."
Just like whatever the fairy equivalent face of like, just.
So a bit of time is going to pass, and I think that let me check my list of stuff. Here I'm checking my list of dominoes real quick. Hang on. Right, yes, that's going to happen. And that's okay. Good. All right, good. At some point, a little bit later, yeah, actually, I think that... All right. Yeah. All right. I think I'm going to just briefly, I think we're going to hop over to someone else to see kind of what they're doing in their whole, stuff for the day. Who is next?
Kai probably wakes up next.
Okay. Now, important question. Does anyone have any moves that they need to refresh? Because I believe Kai does.
I don't think I do, actually.
I have a thing. Foretellings at the beginning of a session or presumably the day, I roll spirit.
Yeah, so you can actually go ahead and do that if you so desire.
Can I just roll one of the spirit moves?
Yeah.
Is that what I'm doing?
Fine.
Yeah,
just roll one of the spirit moves. That's fine. Yeah, awesome. Okay. So
sweet. So I have two. I have 2 holds that I can spend to declare that something terrible is about to happen, and then we all take +1 ongoing to avoid that.
Yeah. Excellent. So you have your barrel of doomsayings has
Good
been
morning,
recharged.
idea.
Good morning.
So you're going to get a message, also on your phone, probably that you'll get probably not too long after you wake up, but it's sort of dependent on what you want to do.
Kai is ragingly hungover from the 2 bottles of wine and just all of yesterday. So they're gonna get up, take a shower, drink a lot of water, take some Tylenol, and then get around. Once breakfast has been ordered and arrived, because they do DoorDash for breakfast because they can't face making anything. Once breakfast of eggs and other good hangover food shows up, then they will sit down and check their phone.
Okay. What was the message that you got from Manny? What did Manny say?
Something about the bread.
Yeah, I sent them a picture of the bread and was like, well, today's going to be one of those days, isn't it?
Yep. It's period. It's end.
It's just, Manny has figured out how to use GIFs on her phone, so she is sending Kai a sad react GIF. Not totally understanding what it is or what it means. It's just the picture moves.
Yep. Yeah. So, and then Kai has clients. So once they are sufficiently not or able to function with sunglasses inside in a dark underground room, they will head out to their spot.
All right. Let me.
No, actually, do I have a way to contact Delphina Jenna? Or did she just say that she would talk to me?
She didn't give you a phone number or anything like that. She said that she'd probably see you what is going to be tonight.
Okay. She's
going to be in town tonight. So yeah, she didn't give you a direct line. You could seek out a way to contact her if you so desired, but
no, I think I'm too hungover for that.
Okay.
And we'll meet up tonight. Okay.
All right. Let's see. So someone is actually going to give you a call, though, as you get roughly into mid-morning. So I'm going to say that you've made it to the old church, and one thing you do notice, I will say, on your way into the church, where the different floors were rented out for the different things. There actually is a light on in the attic. The attic. I used to know the names of parts of churches, but I don't anymore. It's been years. Decades. But in the place that's currently now, there's a studio or something up there.
Yeah, it was the photography studio, I think.
Photography studio up there. The light is on. So apparently someone's actually in there today. But I think that, presuming nothing else goes on with you, you're probably going to be doing, you're going to see a couple of clients. And at some point when you're between clients, I'm sorry, did you
Oh, I was just going to say, since the light is on and Kai's literally never met the person who's renting that out, they get there early enough that they can walk upstairs and just poke their head in and see if they can just greet their work neighbor for the first time in 5 years.
Sure, no problem. So you head up, and you see that basically the photography studio. It's got a sort of little nameplate on there. Where did I put that name? It's here. I know it's here somewhere. Where did it go? I need to figure out what category I put it in, because that is the there it is. It's John Bernardo. Is the name on there? And the door is open, so you can actually poke your head in.
Yes.
And you can see, in addition to what you would normally see through the Well, yeah, I mean, there would have been a glass facade, but it would have been stained glass, so it would have been hard to see in there. You actually can see in there that there's photography stuff. There's a lot of photography stuff. There are actually also, apparently there are some small little statues. So apparently there's like some sort of 3D modeling stuff that goes on in here as well. And you see this gentleman sort of on the far side. He's crouched down. He's looking at some of the equipment. He's actually stopping that, and he's reaching over to a shelf, and he's pulling an album down and looking through it and he's sort of flipping through it, and he looks up, and he sort of turns around and looks up. He's got kind of sort of an olive complexion. He is He's got sort of very black hair and dark, sort of semi-thick eyebrows, and sort of a slightly box-shaped face, basically. As he turns around, tall fellow, turns around and he looks and he just sort of but for as boxy shaped as the face is, the features are a little soft. He turns around, and he sort of just turns, he sees you, he smiles, says, "Oh. Hello."
Hi. I'm Kai. I work downstairs in the catacombs, and I just never met you, so I just wanted to say hi.
Oh, you're the Oracle.
Yes.
Pleasure to meet you. And he will sort of semi-awkwardly, he will kind of sort of step forward. John.
John, hi. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. John, what, he says, yeah, I know we keep missing each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just, and I knew somebody was up here, I just hadn't met them, so figured I would say hi since I saw that you were here.
And he'll sort of let me see. How would he react right now? He's going to kind of step back and just sort of nod, sort of rubbing his chin. He sort of nods for a second. You have no idea what he's doing. He sort of he says, did you want to? Well, I'm not going to be here for very long, but if you've got a moment, and you want to take a look at some of the images and such, feel free to look around if you want.
Oh, sure. I've got a few minutes before my first client comes, so yeah.
He nods. Very good.
Feels like a bad idea somehow.
I don't know. You step into this place, and it's actually very good work. You see that he's got a number of photos. They're usually people. He has there are a lot of people. There are a lot of anatomy photos actually. Also, that he's sort of done. There's a lot of sort of. I want to say it's actually to an extent. If we want to compare this to another photographer, there are certain similarities to Mapplethorpe.
Okay.
Sort of some of the human figures. Certain superficial similarities, I would say. And the sculptures are also, they're really good. They're very, these. It's like this handful of them. The people look very realistic. The faces, even they're small. He was able to capture a hell of a lot of detail on them.
These are amazing, John.
Grazie. He sort of smiles and shrugs. He says, he says, yeah, I haven't had as much of a chance. You have to forgive the dust. I haven't had as much of a chance to come and clean, I'm afraid, to make sure they're good. I've been doing most of my work over across the river. but it's most of my clients these days. They it's kind of interesting when you sort of say certain folks say they want dedicated photographers, and well, you go where your calling is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
He nods and smiles, and you say, and actually, I should probably, I should probably have come. I should probably have stopped in to do a reading. You do readings, yes?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I'm booked for the day, unfortunately.
No
but
problem.
if you would like to schedule something, I'm more than happy to.
I think I might like to. I think I might like to do that. I have. Let me see. And he's going to briefly. He actually has a physical planner that he takes out and he flips through.
Kai pulls out their phone and pulls up their calendar.
So he flips through and he's looking, and just so I'll be aware, is there anything you are attempting to discern in any fashion through this process, or are you just saying hi?
I'm just saying hi. Is it too late to try to put a face to I put a face to a name. I'm seeing the guy in front of me. Is there a roll to see if I can figure him out, just if I recognize him from anywhere, if I've seen him before?
I think we should go ahead and do face to a name.
Okay.
Because you might learn something from this. It would be appropriate, I think, here. And it's the first time he's entered the narrative. And we'll sort of we'll interpret the result. He's likely to be removed somewhat from certain things. But we will interpret the results rather like tea leaves and see what happens.
That's fair.
Please roll with power.
Got a 9.
Okay. So this, I believe, means you would know what most people know about them, and this should be most people in the supernatural community. So, what I am going to say is that you have seen his face before. Somewhere. You don't think it was associated with any of this, though.
Okay.
There is... Yeah, I'm trying to think how much to tell you.
But he's part of the supernatural community, just not
part of the
associated with...
supernatural community. You have seen his face before, perhaps from time to time. You're going to need to take some time to figure out where you have seen his face. He is... And he has been here for a very long time. It's entirely possible he's been here for, multiple lifespans.
Okay.
Just given the context. But he spends a lot of time presumably he spends, the dots you're connecting now is that he spends a lot of time away from things, and he spends a lot of time in hiding to an extent. So he's someone probably important in some sense. He spends time away from people. His name is not John Bernardo. You're probably pretty sure that this is a pseudonym.
Okay. Okay.
And that I feel is an accurate representation of what most people in the supernatural community would know about him.
Fair.
And so yeah, but yeah, and also I will tell you one other thing. There is something familiar about the sculptures too.
Okay.
Like you've seen his work before.
But I can't place where.
It's just that in this context, it's weird. It's one of those things, and you recognize this, that it's like, this is very out of context for wherever you've seen this before.
Okay.
So, it's like, honestly, it's, the best I can say is it looks kind of like, to a certain extent, it looks like classical statuary, classical sculpture.
Okay.
And so, to an extent, actually, well, I'm throwing around the word classical, and that's not necessarily going to be accurate. So please, if there are any art students listening, please do not skewer me here. I'm not pinning down a period here. But yeah, it is a familiar hand.
Okay. We'll get into time scheduled that works for him and me.
Yeah, and you get something down in like a few days.
Yeah.
Probably. He's very busy.
Yeah.
And but he does have an opening in a few days if you want to sit down and for that, and he'll happily do that.
Get that on the calendar for him.
He seems very interested in as he's just sort of so he'll ask you a few. Yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah. So he'll be, as he's sort of going through. What's it like working down there? It's down the catacombs. Yeah.
It's nice and cool. It's dark. It's honestly the rent's cheap and it gives the whole aesthetic for it. If I'm going to be entirely honest.
Oh yeah.
So I like it. It's nice and shadowed and cool in the summer. Do I get a sense from this guy that he recognizes me? Like in the way that Charon and the Marshal did.
So, let me actually... This might actually be figuring him out. But at the same time...
I don't want to get a head count on people who know who the Kai's the Oracle.
Yeah. It's... Yeah, I don't think that... I'm actually looking at the move about figuring someone out, and I don't know that that's necessarily appropriate for this exactly.
Okay.
You can if you like, but that will be just for these questions. For the most part, yeah. You don't. He's not. If he does, he's not betraying it.
Okay.
He doesn't seem to. He doesn't seem to be one of those beings that can spot you like right off the bat.
Okay.
And no, yeah, he basically he's like yeah. Although what he will say, I went down there. I went down. I haven't been down there in a long time. Since before you were down there, I don't think. Since before you had moved in there. I think there was somebody keeping wine down there or something.
Yeah. Yep. It was a wine cellar before me.
So they I heard from, but I occasionally see folks. They say that they're like that a bunch of cats have moved in down there. Is it?
Yes, there are plenty of cats down there. Would you like one? I mean, I occasionally feed them, but they don't belong to me. They're just around.
I can't even keep plants alive.
Then no cat for you.
No, probably not. I appreciate the offer, but
of course.
It's unfortunately I'm much better in shall we say freezing moments in time than in helping them proceed forward.
Understandable. We all have our talents. Well, my first client's going to be here in a few minutes, so I should get down and set up. But I just wanted to say hello since I hadn't seen you since I moved in, and we will talk in a few days.
Looking forward to it. Pleasure to meet you.
You too. And I'll go downstairs and start lighting candles and stuff and getting set up.
Okay. During your let's see, Yeah, so a little bit of time passes during your initial after you've had a few clients. Your phone is going to ring.
Okay. How dare
and-
somebody call me and not text?
Oh man, I know. It must be someone of an earlier generation, and you can see that it is because this is the number you put in for Roxy.
Okay. Yeah, I'll answer. Hello?
Hey, you got a minute?
Yeah, a few of them actually.
Yeah. I was able to look into that group that we were talking about yesterday.
Yeah? Am I gonna like this news?
Yeah, the Warriors of Apollo.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like this news.
Yeah, they're called the Warriors of Apollo. Yeah. No. No, I don't know. Well, you see, that's the thing is there are a few different sects of them. They've been around for a very long time. But no, seriously, they're descended in a way from the cult of Apollo.
Okay.
Which, just like the Roman cult.
That's great.
And let me actually look at a thing real quick to make sure that I have it in my noggin while I am staring at it. Yeah, they've been they've got apparently a serious hard-on for the Oracle of Delphi.
Okay.
So they're very they've got this history, right? They always look for a particular oracle, apparently, to replace the Oracle of Delphi, and they've been doing this for hundreds of years, maybe a couple, maybe 1,000 or so. They've been doing this for a long time, but the trouble is that they have these different sects that break up. They have these disagreements. These different sects come into play, and they fight each other all the time. They have apparently they got different ideas about how to go about it. And so they never really get very far.
That's good.
Apparently. But I mean, they've abducted people. They've.
I mean, that's not good.
Yeah, and that is because they've. Honestly, these folks, from what I can see, it's not, there's never really been much been proven, but there's always, like, they show up, apparently sometimes there's a mysterious murder, usually somebody who is like a fortune teller or something like that.
Kai just stares off in the middle distance at that.
Kai, listen, it's none of my business, but are you okay? Have these people been following you?
Oh, I wouldn't necessarily call myself okay. And I can't confirm. I'm not sure it's the Warriors of Apollo, but somebody associated with Apollo is interested in me. Which is not stellar given the information you just shared.
Yeah, well, I mean, I suspected there have been if it's just from what I can tell, there have been, I can't speak to their current movements necessarily much. I mean, I hear rumors I've been hearing rumors the last few weeks that someone like them might be in town. Apparently,
okay.
Not that I have heard this morning. I have heard rumors that they have been in town for a couple of weeks, I should say, and.
Okay.
So you really got to watch yourself if that's the case, because it means they're coming up. Here's the other thing. Here's the other thing you got to watch for. From what I understand, they have inroads with some of the heavy hitters around here. I don't know what the deal is, but they're usually in whatever city they operate in. They try to get some kind of have some kind of alliance going. They try to get some kind of alliance going with someone in the supernatural community. So they're probably going to have one here.
Cool. Love that. Love that information for me.
Do you like? I'm sorry. I know I don't know you very well, but I just have to ask you here. Are you good with self-defense? Do you need help?
Most of my self-defense mechanism is wrapped up in running in the other direction.
I mean, that's a good one. But I mean, if you need, if you want, I've got like half a dozen things here. If you want to, if you want to hold on to something to try to help protect you.
You got anything that can fit into formal wear? There's an event tonight, and I'm not entirely sure how secure I feel, but I have to go.
Yeah.
Or I should go.
How do you feel about mace?
I dig it.
How do you feel about so I've got some enchanted mace.
Yeah, I'll take
might
that.
Work for that. It's relatively small. It should probably fit around if you're carrying like I don't know if you're gonna be
I've got pockets.
You got pockets? Okay, you're good. You're good. Yeah.
That was one of the instructions Kai gave Manny, is whatever I wear has to have pockets.
There is literally nothing Manny has ever made for any person that doesn't at least have
Excellent.
like huge pockets, but multiple pockets as well.
Yeah, I'll have pockets. I can put it somewhere, but that would be really helpful. Thank you, Roxy.
Okay. So where do you want to meet up somewhere or something, or do you want me to?
Yeah, I've got a break coming up,
somewhere?
so I can meet you wherever. Got a bit of time before my next client.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. She generally works, I think, out of Trastevere, but she can come. She's gonna be willing to just come across the river and meet you somewhere because it's like.
We'll meet at some coffee shop for lunch or something. Yeah.
Does not want you to die.
Appreciate that, Roxy. Really do. I'll take the enchanted mace.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's rough surviving in this world. And
yes.
You gotta. You're too young for whatever this is all I'm saying.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, I'll see you after a bit.
Yes. Sounds good. Thanks, Roxy.
And so so that happens. So let me see. I'm going to now I think hop over to Mallory. So we can see kind of what Mallory is going to be doing today. When do you get up, you think?
I think it's maybe closer to like probably not by choice, but like where she fell asleep. The light's probably gonna hit her around like 11 o'clock just to like wake her, just kind of force her to wake up. It's like, oh god. Ugh. And you just realize that she just basically was like a few feet away from crashing on a couch, but now she's like all achy and stuff like that, on top of being like whatever the hell is still like, she's still trying to recover from last night or a few hours ago. But she gets mad. He's like, she checks her messages and is like, oh.
Is she gonna answer that?
I think she's just gonna say what happened at the what are they saying happened at the?
What are they saying happened?
Yeah.
She'll be like, they say there was a murder on the tracks by a cryptid, but the picture I saw on the internet looked kind of like a familiar demon, if you know what I mean. And then in a second time, she goes, "Has Mr. Sharp been having a bad day?" ?
You just get like all caps. Aw, shit.
Just like, don't worry. If you need to come by and talk about it, you know where I am. But also, did you get the suit?
Work. You just got one. Have to deal with magicians. Sigh.
Sigh gif.
Yeah. This, and I think it's next line is just, this is gonna be this might be a bigger pain in the ass than becoming the first one.
Oh no. It's like in the shop, man. He's just like, anyway.
I think it's just like, all caps, I hate dealing with them.
Ah, yes, magicians. They're just the worst.
Vomit emoji.
Wait, where are those? They're so cute. How do I get the vomit guy? Separate text to Tom. Tom, how do you get the vomit guy? Hope work is okay.
Yeah, Tom will be like. Tom will be will after a minute he will like text back and it's like it's, and actually Jim doesn't know how to do the vomit emoticon. That would probably be good if wait.
I assume that it's probably a keyboard that is already set up and ready to go, and just Manny doesn't know how to use it.
It says, go into your. This text that says go into your into your symbols, and it should be down in like somewhere about the third row.
Oh no! This is opening new avenues.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's apparently it's like one of those that's inside parentheses. That's where there are a couple of different. Anyway, now I'm going to go down a rabbit hole if I look at that right now.
No. Not important.
And so yeah, basically he'll send you like some quick rudimentary, and he'll and a little. He doesn't have time really right now and he says, hang on, I'm stepping out taking lunch in a few minutes. We'll give you more details then.
She says, "Okay, no pressure. I know it's a busy day." Text to Mallory is just a string of emojis, and it's like it could be decipherable, but it also kind of just looks like a child discovered what the buttons do.
I think you just get like, oh god, like on the.
We have a brief smash cut to Tom as he's basically being trying desperately to run things back and forth to people at the station while there's this cordoned off place that people are taking photographs of, and he just sort of looks down at his phone after he's sent the text, and he looks up and he says that look on his face. He's like, "Oh God, what have I done?"
I think Mallory definitely has like that scrunched nose, like confused look when she gets that. It's like, the hell.
This means what?
Oh. And then probably puts two and two together, like, oh, you found the emoji page.
Yes.
Good.
The most dangerous page.
Yeah.
So what's happening?
Yeah. So the things, the party's tonight, correct? Oh, okay. So she's working, so she has to talk to this pain in the ass to get her like this other set of suits. So she can just try to figure out where the hell this Voltaire lives.
Okay. Well. One thing
or a way to contact him.
Sure. Well, if you want to try and hunt him down, there is always hitting the streets.
Yep.
In this case, you would be hitting the streets with power.
All right. Good power. Ugh. 5. It's early. It's too early.
I'm sorry, I had to stir my tea. Yes, you will get, you think, a potential lead. That as you're trying to track him down, you basically I think you start by calling around a little bit. You kind of know that he is associated with Medici House. He's one of the artists up there, or an art teacher or something up there. So you kind of you're kind of trying to track down where he is at, like now. He does have a he does have like a he should have a way of being contacted, just because he's often for sale. So as has been said, his services are sort of a for hire thing. But I think that let's see. Is this thing where it's like, what method do you normally use? Do you have like people in common that are in like the wizard community or some such thing, or is there like just or is this a thing where it's like you sort of will go out and ask people around, say Trevi Fountain, where a bunch of folks will sort of spin off from there, that kind of deal? Or
I think it's mostly at this point just messaging like people that like similar lines, like fences and
gotcha,
people that know people, that sort of thing.
Okay. You get a text back from someone who tells you that apparently, and these are people who are kind of in the know to an extent. Some of them are in the know, maybe some of them aren't. But someone who is at least halfway in the know will text you back and let you know that apparently late last night he was over by Trevi Fountain, which again we'll bring this. Actually, that's why I was bringing it up here. He was over by Trevi Fountain, having some kind of an argument with Jerry Thatcher.
Ugh.
And that seems to be the last anyone has seen of him at this point. The last time anyone had it. So it was like late last night, early this morning. So probably, and yeah, let's actually even shift that a bit. It was probably, I want to say, at like 5 or 6 this morning. And so they're thinking it's all signs are pointing to Jerry might be the best person to know where he is.
Manny gets a text like, how can I contact Jerry?
Why would you ever want to do something like that? Question mark. He's usually around the fountain.
I think it's like work and then dash. I don't want to date him, if that's what you're thinking.
I wasn't thinking that. And then in the store, she's like, I was totally thinking that. And there's another text that comes, and it's like, this is usually the best way to contact him. It is a brick of a cell phone, just an old number. It's like he doesn't answer it often, but usually you can go to the fountain and he's around there.
Okay, fountain, I guess. I have business around there, so I'll check the fountain and I'll try and be nice.
Try to be nice to Jerry. Good luck with that.
Sigh. Yeah, so I think with that lead, she's gonna probably have to look around. So it's probably gonna cut on her time, so she's not even gonna get dressed again. She's just gonna go out in whatever mess that she's in right now.
Oh man.
Just puts on a pair of maybe like sunglasses and just goes out like a wreck at this point.
Yeah. Let me actually. Let's see. I actually need to. Well, I'll check on the break. Someone remind me on the break to check harm so that we can figure out how much less harm you have right now.
How much damage the train has still caused me?
Yeah, because we'll need to figure that out. We won't need to know it right this second, but I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
I think it'd probably be down by at least one.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I remember, but I need to go back and look.
Yes.
But what I will say is that. So you're gonna head down there and look around? Is that kind of what we're saying?
Yeah.
So you head down to Trevi Fountain. The trip doesn't take you that long. I presume you drive in, and he's nowhere to be seen. You do spot there's actually a different tour guide right now. Someone else who seems less experienced running around.
Mm-hmm.
And so there is a tour guide there who's doing his job today. There is also the tourism office, this little office kiosk thing that he works out of, that is nearby. If you want to go in there and talk to someone there, if you want to find out more about that.
She has his. So yeah, she's just gonna, of course, and we'll give that cell phone a call.
Okay. The mailbox is full.
You gotta be kidding me. Ugh. She'll fine. She'll go into the office.
Okay, so you go into the office, and there's a lady there who's sort of, is sort of harried, sort of moving things around. Just sort of looking at stuff on. There's a little computer in there. She's typing away on. She looks up. Oh yes. Can I help you?
I have to talk to one of your guides.
Oh yes. Which one?
Jerry.
Oh, Jerry.
Just tell me there's not more than one named Jerry.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. It's if you didn't know, he are you friends with Jerry?
Yeah, I tried to contact him and just couldn't get through.
Oh well, I'm sorry. I'm the one who has to tell you. He was attacked early this morning. He's
What?
No, he's in the hospital.
Oh no. Which one? Where?
He's at Fate Bene Fratelli Hospital over on the island. It's someone. we don't know exactly what happened, but it's like he was attacked. He was someone came and found him this morning. He was found this morning. He'd apparently been beaten and burned.
Oh no. Well, I should check and see if he's all right. But thanks for letting me know.
He'll not, and she'll nod. Yeah, of course.
I think you get a cell phone. Now it's Maddie's just getting a cell phone of. This is maybe the not the most easy that Mallory's someone fucked up Jerry. Jerry's in the hospital.
Oh my god. Where? Which hospital?
Island.
Yeah.
Shit. I have to go see him.
Well, I think you'll get yeah. What the hell happened to him? I was there last night. Nothing. I'll go see.
I'll meet you at the hospital.
Okay. Thumbs up. Yeah.
And do we want to go ahead and do a break at this point? We're actually like hour 20 or so in, but I just wanted to get stuff there. Okay. I will say just before we do that I think, Manny, as you are on your way out, you are in transit. I don't know if you go immediately.
Pretty much, yeah.
But as you are in transit, you will receive another message from Tom. And the message says, asks, can you talk?
I think I'll send back. I'm in transit right now to the hospital. Period. Friend of mine got attacked last night. I can be brief. I hate to do it, but can it be brief?
There's a pause, and there's the lines are there, sort of typing for a moment. Typing, erasing. I went to the Pantheon on my lunch break. The angel wants to see you. And that, I think, is where we're going to go to break. We will be back in a few minutes. See you soon.
Cool.
Hello. We have returned. We're just doing a little bit of bookkeeping. And Mallory got hurt last time, and so we were figuring it out. Mallory got medical treatment, but last night would have flown home. So would have transformed back. So what I'd like to do, just so that we have the information with us, mostly for purposes of knowing about things like corruption and what have you. I wanted to go ahead and have her do the move, the Devil Inside move, just so that we can see what the result was, and how that affected things. So if you get even one thing off this list, then that thing can be heal 2 harm. But you probably will want 2 things if you want the wings also.
Yeah, that's probably going to happen. Also, like, Urban Shadows pro tip, do not get hit by a train.
Get hit by a train. Trains are bad.
Trains are bad. Trains are bad. Moving trains, worse.
Yes. So, yeah, go ahead and roll with blood. Roll the Devil Inside.
Okay. All right, blood.
Or any blood thing that you have.
All right, let's...
Okay, so that's 7 to 9, so you get to choose 1.
You know what? Well, yeah,
we'll choose 2 if you mark corruption.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, like she's in a bad way. She doesn't want to get into like. It's been a night. She doesn't want to add to the list of things that happened during the night. So yeah, yes, corruption. Hell yes.
Now, it doesn't say if you can take the same thing multiple times. I don't think you can in this.
No, I don't. That seems.
But I figured it would make sense for you to have if you wanted the wings and the healing the 2 harm. So
yeah, I think that was her goal. Like fly home.
Okay.
Patch up a little bit.
So I'm gonna say that you've healed up. I think you have two faint healing boxes, which would happen. But let me see.
One faint.
It says
one.
Let me see. Well, hang on. Let me look. Heal 2. It just says heal 2 harm. Let me see. Also, this goes into more detail in the book itself. So, let me check the thing. Playing the Tainted. Which should have a little more detail about the demon inside.
I'm looking at the thing. It just says heal 2 harm.
Yeah. I just want to know it's like what end of the scale that comes from, or if that just heals in the normal fashion. Which I kind of am thinking it would. I know it's magical, but at the same time, it's like the easier stuff comes off first.
Yeah.
I think if you are healing. Toughest nails from hell. Inspiration for the Tainted. No, that's it. Okay. So, it would have taken off your 2 worst.
Oh, the 2 worst?
Or not your 2 worst, I'm sorry.
The
2. your 2 lightest.
Okay, it's still... I take the 2 grievous. I still have the critical. I'm still messed up pretty...
Let me see let me look at the thing here just so that I can actually have this in my brain. So yeah, so you had 1 faint and you had 2 grievous. So yeah, that'll be fine. We'll say the faint healed overnight, and you've got and you took off the 2 grievous, and you've just got 1 critical left.
Yep, just still.
Okay, all right, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Okay. Now that we've sorted that out,
that seems fair. That seems good from getting into a really nasty fight and just like not even.
Sorry, go ahead.
Not even sleeping it off. So like, there we go. We're still.
Yeah, and of course you've got 1 corruption out of that as well. So
yeah, of course.
Speed you along.
Yeah.
Your path.
Yeah.
All right. So, stuff. I want to. So, Manny and Mallory are going to go to the hospital. Presumably. And Kai is going to be meeting with Roxy. As we have sort of lunchtime happening at this point. Let's see. Is there anything? So Roxy will meet you wherever you want to, wherever you would like to meet. Basically, she will come to you.
Yeah, I'll pick like a nice little bistro or something for lunch that she can meet me at.
Sure. So, is there anything in particular you want to do? She basically will. So yeah, you'll be hanging at the bistro, and she will. It's like, I don't want to turn on the same music again. I'm going to play different music. I don't know if it's going to be appropriate though. So you're going to be there. She will present you with this this pepper spray bottle that looks as though it has it's had like something. How do I put it? It's like the label's been taken off and like a couple of symbols have been scratched into it on the outside. And she says, "Okay. So have you used pepper spray before?" Okay. It's just like when you use it regularly, except the thing with it is that it's gonna. The big thing with it is it's gonna be effective against supernaturals.
Okay.
You can also actually use it on more than one person at a time.
That's cool.
It's kind of one of those where if you kind of here, and she'll sort of she'll show you this kind of this way. If you want to just use it like you normally would, say you just want to spray a single person with it, you just use it the normal way. If you want to hit more than one person, you tap that. And she shows you just sort of near where the switch is. There's like a little thing you can twist basically to make it compress in a different way.
Okay.
She says, so yeah, it's sort of it's a work in progress. But when I put this one together, this has been working out pretty well.
Okay.
You've got enough in here for about. You should have enough in here for about 5 shots.
Okay.
So if you need to take out, like if you've got like, I would say if you got up to like about 3 people on you, then this will definitely do it. It's gonna keep them. Not only does it work, not only is it pepper spray, but it also is going to. It's gonna kind of put them in this sort of. I'm gonna call it kind of like a dissociative funk for a while.
Okay.
Basically,
Cool.
it's kind of like I used. This term is kind of like an oxymoron, but it's there's saliva from certain lines of vampires will kind of have a similar effect to things that they when they're feeding on people. Basically.
Okay.
And so this is that aerosolized kind of doing.
So don't be downwind of it, is what you're saying.
Don't be downwind of it. No.
Got it.
It's because you don't want to be like.
Right.
Yeah. You don't want to kind of get into that state. It's not enough that it's gonna, so some of the earlier models of this, I kind of had. Let's just say it was a little too good, but it should be good. I had to, and this just basically the sort of the kind of the glyphs on here is just basically to make that work, because it's ordinarily this would not work if you just dump if you dump vampiric gland secretion in with pepper spray. It's not going to mix like the way that you want it to, but this, and she says, tapping one of the symbols, this does it.
Excellent.
All right, so hopefully that's going to help.
I hope so. I hope I don't need to use it, but
hopefully not.
Just in case.
Listen, do you have like Do you up on like have you done self-defense stuff like that? You know?
Mhm.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I mean, most of my self-defense strategy is running very fast in the other direction, but if somebody gets close enough, I can elbow them to the face. You know.
Yeah. I mean that'll do if that'll absolutely do. If it comes down to it, you end up with some more time. There's some things I can show you.
Yes.
If you need them.
But for tonight, I gotta go to a fancy thing tonight, so this will do.
Oh yeah, it's that.
Yeah.
That big meeting that folks are doing over at the Palazzo.
Yep.
Huh.
We'll totally take you up on that, but not, another time.
All right, I may be around. I'm not going to be at the. I didn't get invited, but I may be nearby. There's some stuff going down, possibly tonight, and
you don't say.
I need to be ready for it. There's let's just say I got to find some things out, and I've been talking to some folks, and we're gonna find some stuff out, basically. But good, okay. And actually, let me just look briefly at this. Let me look at my notes on the various cabals. Oh no! Because I have to see what she's going to, what she knows ahead of time. Got it. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, I forgot that she knows that. Okay. Yeah. So she'll say, yeah. Virgil's gonna be there though, so you can probably say hi. But if he disappears at some point, well, if he disappears at some point during the night, then if he's not attacking somebody, which hopefully he's not, then we're probably gonna be doing a thing.
All right.
Actually,
well, thank you for this. I appreciate it.
Actually, you know what? Also, you may want to just in case, because I think I'm pretty sure that probably the Jennas are going to be there too.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah. So, kind of. I want to keep an eye out in case he does something crazy.
Yeah, he wasn't too happy when I mentioned her, was he? No.
She shakes her head. I mean, comes down to it, there's going to be other folks out there who are going to be who have, shall we say, rather a lot of resources and abilities. So
yeah.
It's, if need be, there's some folks you can probably get help from if you have to. But I just, try not to sink too deep into the game,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I will.
It's a hell of a thing. I mean, can be a hell of a rush when you're in it and you think you know stuff, but
not so much when you're out,
Yeah, well, believe me, when the time comes and you want to get out, it's hard. It's very hard. Okay, and you will proceed to have lunch and what have you. Was there anything else you wanted to ask Roxy about?
No.
Okay. So, were there any particular things, or I know you probably have additional clients or what have you, possibly. I don't know if there was other stuff that you had today, but was there anything else you wanted to take care of at this point? That's question one. Question two. Is there any intercommunication between folks and Kai during this time?
I imagine we'll let them know that we're heading to the hospital for Jerry, but that we'll handle it, and that they should focus on whatever it is they're doing, and that their suit should be ready.
Yay! I'll just send back Jerry, Jerry? Question mark.
Yeah, and I'll tell them whatever I know, that he was attacked, he's in the hospital, don't know what happened.
Was there a sword? Because he was wielding one in my vision.
Was there a sword? We don't know. I think we
They
just
did
said
not
that
say.
they just said he was beaten and burnt. So
Melly just, I think it adds in time, like, looks like another person looks like someone else had a rough night too.
Yeah, I saw your little escapades on social media.
that was you, all caps.
It's like,
Yeah.
I think Melly's just
Thought
like,
that was
what?
you.
Oh, damn it. Ugh.
And here I thought it was your boss.
Yeah. JK. Like, keep me updated on Jerry.
Will
Yeah.
do.
So yeah, you're gonna get that. You're gonna get it while you're having lunch. Basically, you're gonna get that
Okay.
that text information. I guess I have to ask because I do this to myself. So you found out that Jerry was attacked, and they did say Jerry was attacked probably sometime this morning. They do know that early morning. Do you because. When you receive this information, do you happen to tell Roxy or do you not? I
tell Roxy.
You tell her? Okay, she is, How would she react to this knowledge? Yeah, okay, so... She was getting up to go. You'd eaten lunch. She was getting ready to go, and you tell her this, and she's like, "Okay, who's curating the fountain right now?"
What? Curating the fountain?
Yeah, it was good. Oh crap!
Gonna go with nobody.
Oh, that's not good.
Well,
That is not good.
what is curating the fountain?
Well, curating is kind of sort of weird, but it's so like, I mean, it's not really his job, you know. That's
Okay.
That's more. I think that guy Nunzio probably is his job more. But from what I was hearing, there was like they had to work more closely recently, and
Okay, what happens if we don't have somebody curating the fountain? Just let's start there.
well, it'd be
And you
possible.
told me we don't have a backup in case Jerry gets hit by a bus.
Oh, they'd have to be. I mean, that was. I mean, I guess it would be. Ah, jeez, no, it wouldn't be her, would it? That'd be the last thing we need. I mean, it would be another Fae probably. It's in the. I mean, it's in the pact. The Urban Pact. You not read the pact?
Can't say I have.
They don't let it out too much, so I guess it's probably it's possible. I mean, it's hard to know who's read it and who hasn't. I only got to see it because a couple of decades ago things kind of blew up.
I dropped out of college and started up a fortune-telling business in the basement of a church. I have not read the Urban Pact.
Okay, and actually, Roxy hasn't been here for a couple of decades. I shouldn't say that. She would say something along the lines of, I only got to read it, I think, probably even by accident. They don't exactly show it to everybody. I just happened to dig in the right place. Yeah, no, it's the Fae are supposed to be helping curate the fountain. They kind of help. They helped with its design. It's like Pope Urban kind of was trying to make it so that all of the traffic got channeled through the fountain because he didn't want any on his side of the river. So he ordered the fountain that they build the fountain, and so they let the Fae kind of curate it.
So I need to find this guy Nunzio and say, go to the fountain and do your job.
Well, yeah, I mean, he should be ideally doing his job anyway. Whatever his job is, I don't know. It's a freaking secret. I've never even met the guy, but apparently, yeah, it's something between the Fae and the Olympians. They've got, I didn't get to read every codicil, okay, but I think that it was the thing is that fountain kind of is that's the sort of the you want to think of it in terms of tech. It's like the directional controller for the gate in the Pantheon.
And that's out of whack. Yeah. I'm gonna text Manny real quick and say, details probably not forthcoming, but long story short, Jerry was supposed to do something fancy with the fountain and go tell Nunzio to do his job. Roxy says so.
I have no way of contacting Nunzio. Fuck. I don't know what to do in this situation, short of trying to contact home and having them send somebody else.
Or rather, we need a Fae to, quote, curate the fountain. Roxy says it's Nunzio's job that Jerry's been doing. I'm still gonna be here. The time I have off in June.
Oh boy. Yeah, I think I will have to reach out to the homeland and just be like, well, first of all, to tell them that Jerry's been attacked and that there's nobody at the fountain.
And,
not easy to communicate with the homeland.
I think as Roxy is leaving, she will just basically, she says, "Hey man, it's there's hopefully something's that I mean, most days, most days I wouldn't be too worried. But just every now and then, you kind of worry if something slips through from somewhere else, Last thing we need is like a horde of demons suddenly showing up, or things from the Islands Beyond Dreams, I think they call it. That's you stretch out that far, you got some serious problems. You get things, you get eldritch things showing up that people can't pronounce. Then you have a serious problem.
Yeah, there's so many consonants in a row.
Yeah, we can't. I mean, can't have that. I mean, there was enough. I saw enough of those in New York. She says, getting up. Okay, well, you need anything, give me a call. And, if you need something more potent than that, we'll talk turkey, right?
Hopefully I don't, but thank you. I appreciate it.
Because I got stuff, but, that's yours. But, if need something bigger, I got bigger. She will, she says, and she sort of pats her handbag as she does. She gets up and she will head off. And actually, she's probably, I'm thinking actually, yeah, unless she gets some indication that someone else is looking into it, she will probably also look into it herself, I think.
Okay.
You kind of get that impression that she will try to find out what the hell's going on with the fountain, just because of everything else that's been going on, if she has time. Because, she wants to make sure horrible things don't happen. Just so we'll be aware, what do you want to do, just so I'll know, what did you want to do after lunch?
I was just going to go back. I got a couple more clients.
Go back, do more.
And then once it's time for party, head over to Manny's.
All right. So now we are back with with Manny and Mallory, I take it you're just going to go straight to the island, straight to the hospital?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, important fact about Tiber Island. It is neutral territory. It is neither side. It is meant to be a place where both sides can be non-violently. Since time immemorial, there have been temples and hospitals there, basically. The current hospital the hospital that has been there for the last 500 years or so is run by a Catholic order, but they're not tied directly to the people in the know at the Vatican, I should say. They're not tied to the monster hunting side of the Vatican, I should say. They have an understanding of what their duty is with respect to supernaturals, and all the supernatural setup, so that this island is, is neutral territory, but they're supposed to care for everybody. That's basically kind of their deal. And so you shall head over. This hospital. I didn't know until we started the session that this is until shortly before the session that we would be coming here. So of course I did not grab a picture, but it is big rectangular building, lots of windows. You cross the bridge, you go in. And basically you're going to come in, big old building. You come into the lobby, which inside it seems more pristine. I'm going to assume white painted walls is pretty much common here. You're able to find out where Jerry is from the person at the desk. They're not gonna. It's not gonna be. He's not in an. It's apparently he just got out of the ICU. And may not be conscious. But if you want, you can see him.
Oh yeah, we'll go upstairs.
Okay.
I got ways of waking him up if I gotta.
That's what we're relying on.
Either I didn't put anything in this tea, or I forgot to stir the tea. I shall find out which while we speak.
Yeah, I think we'll go up, and it's probably sad to see him in his state, but it's just like, oh man.
Mm.
This is never want to see this day.
You're led into this ward, and you're gonna have a lot of hospital beds. There's not a huge amount of space. This isn't like an American hospital. So you're gonna find a lot of rooms that are separated, like sort of areas by curtains, that kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
So this also being somewhat a charitable hospital. So that this tries to take care of people without insurance, that kind of deal. So there's, it's not resources. So they don't have a huge number of resources, but so you're going to be directed to the bed where he is, and there is somebody there. Already, you see there are, you see 3 people. And 2 of them are wearing these sort of military green sweaters. Similar to the kind that you saw Erica wearing yesterday.
Ooh.
And They are flanking an individual. I think you'd want to be kind of circumspect here, so... Wait, let me check this. Oh, yeah, okay. A tall man with gray hair. Sort of a long features. And he is... Yeah. So he's not... He's not wearing robes. But he is wearing the colors of a cardinal.
Oh, can we face name?
Yeah.
Name face.
You may certainly.
Yeah.
You may certainly name his face if you so desire. You would be rolling with mortality.
Yeah.
Of course, I've already got that one, but that's fine.
I
8.
All right. So you both. Yeah. So you both got the 7 to 9s result, and on a hit, you know their reputation. The GM will tell you most people know about them. Okay. This is Cardinal Fabian Ortiz. He is the head of... Let me make sure I have this name correct. Well, it doesn't really matter necessarily. Oh yeah, it's the... that's what I named it. He is the head of the Order of the Archangel, it is whispered. This is the order that, shall we say, deals with the supernatural.
Cool.
The order that is not supposed to exist, but does. Actually, there's one thing I actually do need to mention here, and that is that just as a brief aside, because I at one point had a little conversation with D. Prax, and who reminded me that there actually is a monster hunting division of the Vatican. In real life, apparently there is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is something like that. But this is similar to, but legally distinct from, the one that exists in real life. I'm just going to put that out there. And this particular version is called the Order of the Archangel. So yeah, it's basically big fellow. He's not wearing, he's wearing a suit, and with just sort of a little bit sort of the shoulders, and he's got the hat that signals that he's a cardinal, and he's got the ring. And he's sort of talking to his aides and just sort of listening. He's trying to talk to. You seem to be trying to talk to Jerry, but a little bit, but not much seems to be happening. What would you like to do?
I think I'm gonna go up to them, and I'm just gonna be like, "Excuse me, Eminence. This is I'd like to be able to see my brother, if you don't mind."
And,
which I guess technically I'm lying, because Jerry is not my brother. I'm just... I feel like the gears turning in Manny's head, like, I need to get this guy out of here. Why is a cardinal here? This is my brother, and I want to know what happened to him, and I'm innocent.
He will
take the corruption for lying like my ass off.
Yeah. And he will turn to you, and he will say, "Your brother." And he looks at you very carefully.
I'm adorable. What can I say?
Are you attempting to mislead, distract, or trick him?
Absolutely.
All right.
I would do anything to get him to believe that this is actually just not a scary fairy, but my brother. It's also Jerry. He's not scary. So, allow me to mislead, distract, or trick.
Yes, go
Hell
ahead
yeah.
and roll mislead, distract, or trick. You get a 10.
Nice.
You succeed. So you pick 3 things off the mislead, distract, or trick list.
Of course, I have to pull them back up because I
Yeah.
forgot. I closed them just a second ago. Please hold while Adobe is like, you closed this. Why do you want to open it again? What's wrong with this thing? Oh. One sec. There it is. It's loading. So, for my mislead, I definitely, I mean, I want to confuse them.
Okay.
Like, I want to confuse this cardinal because obviously if they're hanging around here, they're up to no good. So, a little confusion. That sounds great. I think then the other two I think it'll be create an opportunity and expose a weakness or flaw. That makes the most sense.
All right. Okay. So, and the thing you're gonna, we may need to play this out a little bit. The thing because there's some specific things going on here. But you're trying to convince him that, if he doesn't know that you're trying to convince him that sort of going with the idea that Jerry is human and that you are human, and that is all that is happening here. We may need to shift things around a little bit, but let's get into it. And so you're basically picking expose a weakness or flaw, confuse them for some time, and you said, was it create an opportunity or avoid further entanglement?
Create an opportunity.
Create an opportunity. Okay, there we go. All right. So, he says, your brother. Are you like him?
I mean, he looks more like our father, and I kind of look like Mom, if that's what you're asking.
Ah, I understand. I think I understand. I think I understand. It is.
Your lordship, I'm a little surprised to see a cardinal here. See, my brother wasn't he's never been terribly religious, so you'll have to forgive my surprise at seeing you here.
When I had a certain degree, well, there are things going on that are within his purview professionally that the church also has a certain degree of interest in, and so that was essentially why I was here. I have met him before.
Does the church want a new tour guide? Is he gonna get a promotion?
He sort of chuckles and he says, well, anything could happen. Ooh. I suppose. But
I'm like I said, he's not super religious, but if it's a better opportunity than the current agency, then I'm sure he'd take it. I'm just leaning into the lie as hard as I can. I'm like looking at Mallory occasionally and like looking back at the cardinal. It's like, I'm totally human.
Yeah.
Mallory is unhappy. Like, she is not masking her like disdain for these people.
And he will nod and he will just sort of say, well, it appears that he seems to be sleeping right now. I tried to talk to him just a moment ago as you were coming in, but I had hoped that I would be able to get a few words from him, but it seems as though that is not going to be the case right now. Would you like to wait with us?
Well, I very much want to know what happened because I got a call from the hospital that he got attacked, but I don't know.
Yes,
they said it was Mourning. I don't know what happened.
It is unfortunate when there are those that he sort of looks from you to Jerry for a moment and he looks back at you. Now he'll say, Well, this is something that we are trying to find out as well. Is that if there are, we suspect he has. Let me think about how he would phrase this to someone who is mundane, but is a relative of someone who is not. There are things that perhaps you should talk to your brother about. He has chosen a very difficult path for himself.
Is it drugs?
And
is he on the drugs?
It is not my place to say.
It.
It is not my place to say what it is. It is not. But it is a thing that at this time makes things very sensitive. There are difficulties that need to be addressed with him and some of our mutual acquaintances rather soon, and we are very concerned about what is going to happen otherwise.
Oh, if you have a card or something I can take, I can certainly have him be in touch with you soon. If you don't mind, I very much would appreciate some time alone with, family time.
Of course, I understand. And he will produce a card, and he will give you the card. And he says, we will be around here for a while. If you should need anything, if you even just need someone to talk to about this,
she'll just she'll make a sign of the cross. Thank you, Your Eminence.
Bless you.
Because Mallory's a huge shithead. She's going to just pipe in and just say, "Yes, we'll give you fellas a call if we need last rites or confessions, and know how you all like that shit." And she'll do the sign of the cross, but at the end, she's gonna put like a little little finger at them.
You'll have to forgive my niece here. She's going through one of those phases.
Is she?
Yeah, you know how it goes. The teenagers, they watch The Craft once, and suddenly they're it's just like, I'm gonna take another outright lie. I'm gonna take another corruption for that.
I mean, we could kind of fold that into the same one if you don't want to. But
I'm good with it. I'm
okay,
totally
yeah,
good
sure,
with
go
taking
ahead.
the corruption.
Let's dive deeper, shall we? No, it's fine. Yeah, you're protecting Mallory.
Mallory's mouth is getting.
It's one of those like, I need you to just trust me.
Well, I understand. That is, you have to be careful who you interact with. He sort of nods. There are all manner of people out there looking to take advantage. Be careful.
We will.
There are things in the shadows that
Protestants?
one as young as she should never see.
I'll do my best with my niece here.
Very good. Well, it has been a pleasure. And he will, I'm sorry it was under these circumstances. And he will head off, flanked by his two aides. Actually, you'll probably see him stop at another hospital bed that's further down. For a moment, it looks like they're visiting a different patient at this point. So they don't leave the room just yet, but they're a distance. They're out of basically earshot if you keep your voice down.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue the act of worried sister and just sit down in the chair next to him and like.
Yeah, Jerry is now seeing him. He has his arm bound up, and it looks like He's got a sort of blanket covering it up, but it looks like he's had a chest injury and an arm injury. Let me think here. Yeah, that's it. That's probably sufficient. Those are the biggies. Those things you can see right now.
It's just that, just sitting there looking at Mallory like, did you have to shit talk the Cardinal? The Cardinal.
It's pissing me off. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
Self-righteous prick.
what's the Catholics for you? What do you expect? They spend thousands of years doing the whole dip, duck, dodge, whatever moves they do for,
Fine,
What was his weakness that we got out of him?
So, expose a weakness or flaw. Well, yeah, I'm trying to go back in my head here. So, this could fall under either the opportunity or the weakness or flaw, potentially. But that actually. Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're gonna get something more specific in just a second. But one thing that involves also the opportunity, probably, and I'm getting meta here. But that you did see that apparently this is. He's having some kind of. He doesn't seem to get very far with whoever this other patient is. As you're kind of still sort of looking up and looking back, and you see that he is stepping out a bit upset after trying to talk to whoever this other patient was. He sends his guards, his aides, sorry, down the down the hall further, and when there doesn't seem to be anyone around him, he pulls out his phone and he seems to be doing something with it.
Something tells me that Cardinal's not quite kosher. Not just being the monster hunter kind, but
yeah. From where you are, you can't see. You'd have to get closer if you want to see what he's doing on the phone. He's also pretty tall, so you'd have to maneuver. But
Mallory, do you wanna go fake apologize and try to get his phone? just play
She'll
him real
smile.
sweet.
She'll. She'll go. She'll
be good. Promise me
always.
you'll be good.
God's truth promise.
Yeah, so what you doing?
Yeah, she's gonna go and apologize to the Cardinal.
Okay. How does this play out? What does this look like?
She's gonna go there just like, it would be weird just to be like, oh, I'm sorry, but like she's gonna go in there just kind of like begrudgingly, like.
Yes, my child.
I apologize.
He smiles.
We're all upset what happened, so it's been rough times, and I'm say thanks.
Yeah. And you see, when you come up to him, he's
She-
going
she-
to
she-
he's
she-
putting his
she-
phone in his pocket. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
She's doing the thing where like she's playing it like I am being told to apologize. I'm not exactly happy.
You're doing the kids, and see, he recognizes that probably.
Yeah.
And he's like, no. Well, it's all right. It is difficult sometimes to know that I was young once. I know what it is like to have to fight yourself and to try to see where to turn. It is difficult. And he will nod.
Yeah.
So, my job. Now, just so we're curious, just because I'm curious, are you like trying to lift the phone or something like that, or is he, or are you just going to? What would you like to do here? Is you've got him for a moment.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Yeah. I think she's gonna be like a little bit of a smart ass to kind of like maybe like distract. It's like, is this a confession? This is like what I do, Hail Marys or some shit. That's how that works, right?
He will say, "Ah."
Oh,
He
swearing.
says,
Yes, that's
there,
another.
There are a few more steps, but we can. But of course, he says, just sort of chuckling. If and he will say, if you wish to do the confession, we can do the confession. Okay, so before we go down this route, so yeah, this is basically. Are you trying to like grab his? Is this a thing where it's like you're trying to distract him and grab his phone? Or
Yeah, she's waiting for something because she's used to these. With these, like they'll close her eyes, so like right,
okay.
that, and then she's waiting for a moment to kind of like just a moment, because they love.
So this is just trying to create an opportunity, I think, is what we're doing here. So you're going to go ahead and roll a mislead distractor trick on him.
Cool.
So this is rolling with mind.
Mind. Oh my god, it's a.
Unless you have a thing that lets you use things other than
No,
mind.
it wouldn't have worked, but it's for convincing. But that was maybe one of the best rolls I could have. I just thought about this. Looked at my stat, like this was an ill-conceived plan for Mallory to say that she is up to this. But I guess she is.
Well, you get to pick 2 out of that list.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What do I want? Which one would get me like access? Would it be opportunity or expose a weakness?
I think that in this case, create an opportunity is probably what you're looking for in terms of actually getting the phone. So you probably want that one.
Okay, I want that one, and I also want avoid further entanglements because
There you go.
if
Okay. So,
Mallory's got enough shit. She's
no, I understand. Absolutely. So let's see.
and they have holy weapons. That's not stuff you mess with. But...
This is true. I just poured out of the other pot. I should have poured this in. That's okay. Anyway,
all
I know
manner of
I'm
things
obsessed
happening.
with my tea today. So yes, he will. So he will do the. He will hear your confession. He will. And there is a point where he will. He will do a thing that is just basically like not unlike a blessing, but where he is distracted enough in the process.
Yeah.
As he is telling you, there are words that are said. He is saying these words. Unfortunately for Jim, it has been a number of decades since my last confession. So I can't remember exactly what they are, but there are, he will ask you if you repent, and then, that kind of thing. It's a Q&A, as I recall. It's a Q&A. At one point he is distracted. He is giving this prayer, and you can reach into his pocket and get his phone. Which he will then, when he opens his eyes and all that, he nods, and he will head off, seeming as though he feels that satisfied as though he has helped someone, an unfortunate young person, with their life.
She is feeling, despite getting this phone, the opposite feeling. Because man, if you work for a demon and you get blessed, that can't be a good feeling.
Yeah, there was a prayer involved. Didn't feel great.
Oh,
You
it's like,
got the sense that if he were directing other words, he probably... You've heard these rumors, right?
Mm-hmm.
That some of these folks know other words or like some form of theurgy or something, and he could say prayers that hurt you, possibly.
Yeah, I think she was just like, back her mind word, like, is this gonna make me like burst into flames or something?
You did not.
Like, yeah, she knows. Yeah,
you never know.
Because yeah, one word and it could be.
So, yeah, he then will head out. I will note that at the very end of the hall, near the entrance, he has left one of his aides.
Mm-hmm.
So there is still someone standing guard there.
Mm-hmm.
But you have the phone.
Okay. She'll come back. It's just... Oh.
You also saw that apparently the patient that he also sort of looked in, and apparently the patient he was talking to was an old man. He's also old man with white hair and a beard. Also appears to be unconscious. But that's you were focused on getting the phone, so that's all the information you have right now. So you're back there. Yes, you've got the phone.
All right, let's.
Oh, poor Cherry.
Yeah.
Did you get it?
Yes. Let's hope that was worth it.
Oh, it couldn't have been that bad. It's an apology. You just say you're sorry and it's all done.
It was confession with a blessing.
Oh.
How do you think that? Well, let's see if this damn thing's worth it.
I guess we'll see.
So, let's see. You have to do something to get you. So you probably would need to get past his lock screen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to presume you have some ability at doing things like this.
Yeah, I think it's part of the thing. If you were to take someone, get to the bottom of certain things.
So, yeah, I think that's going to be fine. I'm not going to make you roll. So it takes you. It takes you a little time. It does, as you're sort of standing there trying to figure it out. Not too long, but you finally are like, okay. There are a couple of things that you're going to notice. You eventually figure out the right thing to do, and it opens. And he doesn't have a lot of apps on his phone. He has some apps on his phone. It looks like. So he has let's see, text messages. He has internet browsing capability. He also, you will note, he has the app Vex Anima.
Cool. Great. Well, that's... You know what? I mean, that's unfortunate, but, like... We all don't like the Vatican, so that's, well, it sucks for them. Well, they should have their own... They should have their own thing. They have a small country, so they should...
Yeah, they could get their own app.
Yeah. Serves them right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Vatican, I think, does have its own app. Probably it probably has a suite of apps. But so those those are probably on there. Is there anything in particular you want to look at?
I think just like a correspondence in the last day, any searches that would be like even like anything remotely connected to like what happened to Jerry, why they would be here.
Yeah. Okay.
Like in the last 24 hours or so.
Okay, so you do get a lot of the. It seems like so with his text messages, he generally is very terse and tries to keep. Probably doesn't try to consciously to transmit sensitive information.
Yeah.
But let's see. Yes. There are a few messages that seem like So apparently, from what you're able to gather, all hell broke loose apparently last night.
Mm-hmm.
2 sentries down is a message he gets from someone. And there are a couple of messages that sort of indicate it's like he gets a message saying Thatcher attacked this morning. He gets that message. And then he says he was sort of you see there's a text message that was sent not too long ago that he sent that said that Thatcher heavily injured. Let's see. What is that term that we use sometimes? There's a term. There's a term. That yeah. That basically there is it says attack has signs of the esoteric, or attacks have signs of esoteric signs. Some sort of euphemism apparently. Also, Guardian is here. Fulcrum compromised. And there's a text that he gets back sort of questioning that is I think says code red ? And he responds in text midnight. And that is a text that he sent just before you walked up to him. As you're looking through, it looks like the only other apps that the other things have been apparently recently active. Apparently, he was using the Vex Anima app not to just momentarily before you walked up as well.
Anything particularly notable on that search?
Are you going to open the app?
You know what? It's already. I already have the eye. So what?
The Vex Anima app is basically, from what you can tell from the loading screen that it has, is apparently there's this sort of like, and for the ads you've sort of gathered, it has something to do with... It's apparently a legal app. That's kind of the... You know how... Let me see if I can use my horribly aged brain on this. You know about Quicken, that kind of thing, how that's for accounting. This is kind of, you think, that kind of app, but for making contracts.
Oh.
You realize that as it is loading.
Oh. And that's in this program, right? Oh, that's unfortunate.
Now, as it opens, you see that it has sort of a friendly thing. There doesn't seem to be anything in it, except there's like one file listed that just is apparently it's listed as V.
Mm-hmm.
And if you tap to open it, then the screen changes. And you get a little cursor where it seems to be asking for some kind of password. It looks completely different from the rest of the app, so you're not sure what that means. It looks like this is like an extra layer of security somehow inside this app that has suddenly popped up that apparently if the Cardinal tapped on this file, he could access. And he'd had some kind of code or password or something he's supposed to key in to get at it.
I mean, she'll give it a try, but it's probably not going to be.
Yeah. This is a thing where it's like, as you're looking at it, okay, this is something that I would need a computer expert.
Yeah.
Or someone who actually is good at cracking
yeah.
into systems. So it's like security system person, something, to be able to get into it.
Hmm. That's interesting. She'll back out of that, maybe for later, and just go back to the home screen. It's like, well, apparently shit's going down with them in some way. Something about code red ? And midnight. Also, they may be talking about Jerry. Something about maybe code name of being Thatcher or whatever that means.
I mean, that's his last name, right? So.
That Jerry's last name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's because you don't.
Yeah.
He doesn't. Yeah, you don't.
That's right. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Nope. That's his name.
Well, maybe we can wake up Jerry and figure out what the hell they want with him.
All right. I'm going to attempt to use a little bit of that fairy magic, specifically the exact Nature's Caress, which is the one it's the healing magic. Ideally, it'll help kind of wakey.
Right.
Get up, Jerry.
Let's see.
I think I have to roll that under, let it out.
Let's see. Fairy magic. Whenever you use a fairy power. Alright. It's you either choose to mark corruption, you owe your monarch a debt, or suffer one harm. Let me just check to see if this is. Let me look at it real quick. I just want to see. This is Nature's Caress. Your touch heals 2 harm. You cannot use this power on yourself. I think that, again, the way this is set up, I don't think you're necessarily going to
Yeah, I just need to decide on corruption, debt, or harm.
Yes.
Oh, man. If I take this, I'm at 4 corruption.
You'd get. Would this be like two corruption, like full things for Manny?
If I get to it, then I would have a second corruption.
Oh.
If I get to full, this is still 1 away from full. I think I'll do it.
Excellent.
Yes.
Just go down the dark path.
It's been a day. A day.
Yep.
In what? So you feel the corruption ebbing in as your desperation takes hold, and you must heal him.
Yep.
Or how does that manifest? Do you have an idea about how the corruption manifests in this?
I think it's like a little bit for Manny. I think it's just like, she just generally has like darker colored hair, but I think it's kind of getting like that Cruella de Vil, like each little bits of corruption are making it stripe a little bit. So it's like she's starting to look a little less like a young person. I mean, she's not young, but she's starting to look a little more storm hair and a little less. So it's very Cruella de Vil looking.
Nice.
Nice. All right. So you're gonna heal. How much does it heal?
2 harm.
2 harm. All right. You heal 2 harm on Jerry. And he will... Now, so that takes away the lightest of his injuries. It is enough for him to he just sort of is slowly, he's just sort of like still kind of in pain, but he will slowly, his eyes will flicker open. He's like,
Well, you've had a morning already.
oh, good lord.
Yep.
And he kind of looks over at you, and Manuel, where's Nunzio?
I have no idea. I don't even know what he Jerry, I don't even know what Nunzio looks like.
This old man bearded. He usually is wearing a city uniform, or a city worker.
Well, then he's a few beds up.
White beard. Is he asleep?
I don't know. I'm going to assume as much. Jerry, what happened?
He mustn't stay asleep. If he's asleep, we can't get him out of it. Oh God.
Out of what?
Jerry, you gotta walk back like 5 steps, and you gotta tell me what happened. And also why you need to wake Nunzio up, and who is this guy?
We were attacked this morning. He looks over. Voltaire.
Oh.
Voltaire tried to get at him. Apparently succeeded.
Wait, what? What did he want? What did Voltaire want?
Was he wearing an emerald suit?
Yes. Yes, he was. A green, shiny suit.
Shit.
It was... I don't know exactly what it was doing for him, but... I've got to say the design looked a bit familiar.
It's my work. It's not meant for him.
Emmanuel, what have you done? You don't understand. He's done something to the fountain. And he's done something to Nunzio. He's put him into a slumber. If he doesn't come out of it, anything could get through.
Shit.
How do you wake him up? So are we going to have to...
I don't... There's only one person I can think of in Rome who would know that. Olympia Fortunato.
I was hoping you wouldn't say that. We're not even going to see her until tonight.
Well, let's hope reality holds. That man over there in the bed represents the horizon of reality.
I'm guessing that's not a euphemism or anything. That's...
No, Manuela, that fountain, that's a dedication to him. He is Oceanus. And we're gonna cut there.
Oh, good. Oh, no.
So we are at about 3 hours. We're heading into 3 hours. And I just want to see, briefly, I think we're about to end. But I was going to ask if, I would like to see a little bit of what Kai does as we kind of work this into it. You were saying you were sort of waiting until the gala, but I wanted to know if there was anything else that was going to be going on.
So just a few clients, nothing particularly exciting. I am going to text Virgil, though, basically saying, don't pull shit with Jenna before I have a chance to talk to her.
Okay. You send that text, you do not get a response.
Okay. Because Kai doesn't really care if he pulls any crap with Delphina Jenna, just they want to talk to her first. Priorities in order. And yeah, I think I think Kai is just gonna try to have a normal day given yesterday. And in between clients, try to do some of that focusing that Karen mentioned.
What does
on
that
the
look like?
hair shuffling.
What does that look like when you focus?
Taking out a deck. It's again the deck that Kai has specifically for themselves that they don't use for any other people, and closing their eyes and shuffling, doing the bridge shuffle instead of the overhand, and even though their eyes are closed, just imagining cards, like seeing them shuffle in their mind's eye, and focusing hard on that and the rhythm and the repetition and the pattern of the noises.
Now, is there something you're trying to do while that is going on? You know, or is it just mostly just you're just trying to
see, because they've never really, they've focused on cards before in terms of, pulling them and reading them for other people, but never as an actual prediction tool. So seeing what they can get out of it for short term, like what's up with tonight? Like, what's the timeline of those visions I had? Are we talking 6 hours from now? Or are we talking 6 years from now? Kind of.
So you're trying to perceive. You're trying to. I just wanted to check. Are you trying to just sort of just thinking back through the images, or are you trying to do another seeing? And either one is fine. I just wanted to know.
Given the amount of things that are going on tonight, at the Versace Gala, trying to perceive a new vision, just to get a sense of like what's going to happen tonight. Is the big doomy vision with the dragon wing going to happen tonight, or are we talking a little more low key?
Okay. So I think then this is letting it out.
Yep.
Okay.
An 8.
So, letting it out here, you choose one and mark corruption. So,
oh, sweet.
guess extend your senses is probably a cheap one here, but we can.
Yeah,
can
I
take
think
something
it's
else if you want.
extend your senses.
Okay. All right. What's going to happen tonight? What indeed is going to happen tonight? Let me open up the thing here real quick. Ah, yes, there it is. So you are going to yeah, you're going to see a few things start to sort of come into view, I think. I think we'll go with this one. Yeah, we'll go with this one. So it's like sort of these shadows will move back and forth as you're sort of seeing them resolve into different things. You see this kind of, for a moment, it's like you're kind of at the palazzo. There are many very highly colored, very brightly colored rooms in the palazzo. But you're seeing a more of a shadowy version, so places with lots of statues. And you recognize that you are seeing possibilities as you look into one cluster of shadows or another. It's not certain what is going to happen. It looks as though you're at a crossroads in a way. But in one direction, you see, as you're sort of looking over, you will see for a moment out of the shadows a pair of golden eyes boring into you. And that moves aside, and then you see what looks like people arrayed to fight each other. Like just a handful of people. One person fighting like half a dozen people out in a garden. Smashing them into pillars. This is in the courtyard, you think. And being attacked by something else that seems to be firing a bolt of some kind at him. Of some kind of energy, perhaps. It's hard to see. It's very shadowy as this all plays out.
Mm.
You see sort of representational, someone... You see... It's almost symbolically this flaming... symbol of flaming horns approaching the symbol of a shining crown and the two uniting. You see, for a moment, as they're in a room arrayed with these statues, and every single one of them turns their head to look at you. Do you hear the words being spoken by someone, faintly? What is the true vision? What was it? And you turn and you see, finally, sort of down a far hall, some sort of nook, or maybe in a side room, it's hard to see. Someone holding out something made of stone? Is it like something like a stone tablet or something similar? Holding it forward, and the shadows come forth, and they're just pouring out of it. And as they rise up, they assume a form with wings. It's still kind of vague, but it's clear it's a humanoid form with wings. And then the shadows will clear, and your vision clears. Where are you doing this? Are you doing this at home, or are you doing this in the catacombs?
Doing it in the catacombs.
Catacombs?
It's not with the deck that Mia said don't do inside a church, though.
Very good. That's good to know. When your vision clears, you look down, and sitting on the desk is Gia. And she looks up at you.
Hello.
And says, "I'm sorry. Can you help me?" And I think that's where we're going to end.
So the cat actually speaks?
The cat speaks to you, yes.
Okay.
Sort of like a voice you hear in your head. It doesn't. The mouth doesn't move. But,
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah. But you can tell it's her.
Oh no.
All right.
Cats,
Good.
man.
Good.
That is where we're going to be ending for the
Good
night.
stuff. Good. Good things. All good things.
All good things. Everything good. Not a bad thing in there.
No.
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 No, zero bad.
Zero bad.
Zero bad.
Zero bad. Not concerning.
No, it's good. It's all good. Dominoes are falling, and things are coming to fruition. It's very interesting to see how this all goes and how everything plays out. But let's go ahead and go around and do our outros, so that we might, so we might escape this this strangeness for the night, and then return to the strangeness in a week's time. One can but hope. We're going to basically feel free to say, and I know how to stream. Feel free to tell us, plug anything you like, and let us know how you're doing. I hope everyone's doing okay. And if you had any final thoughts about this session, favorite moments, what have you, and we will start with Sara.
Hello, I am Sara. You can find me on Twitter at Sara of Swords, where I am currently screaming about the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. You can find me here on Tuesdays. You can also find me here. I will be back tomorrow night for our Untitled Space Games Scum and Villainies Session 0. So join us for that. That's kind of everywhere you can find me. I really enjoyed tonight. I especially liked sort of the "wait, that was you" at Mallory about the train station, and just sort of like the fact that Tom worked there and is going to have a bad day because of it. So it was fantastic. And poor Derry in the hospital. So.
Oh yes. Nice, very nice. Okay, and now let us head around to Lynn.
Hey, I'm Lynn, flying Cirrus on Twitter and Twitch, and you can catch my art there and games I'm playing. Tomorrow's gonna be very busy. Tomorrow is two games. We have on Follow Black Cats. It's an episode of our Hex Crawl, our spy game, where we are, of course, being as things go in, espionage things, double agents, that sort of thing. Trying to, some of us are going to get embedded in the terrible organization we work for. Some people are going to go rogue, so we shall see. And later at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, it is on Praxagorth's forum channel. We are going to have our session 1 of Starbase Battalion Memories, Mechton Zeta game, where you get to play anime mech pilots, and judging by the session 0, there's gonna be a lot of drama that doesn't involve shooting like mech fighting. It's wild stuff happening.
It's a Prax game, of course. There's
Oh,
drama.
jeez. Yes, totally. And I like. Oh man. Just Manny just trying to bullshit this card. I'm being very good at it. And I love every time. Also, there's prophecy and like feature site stuff. I love it too. It's always concerning. It's concerning every time.
It's fine. Everything's just fine. I don't see why there's any problem.
There's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong at all.
Prophecies.
Happy. It's like you get a prophecy. It's like you're gonna go to the shelter and there's gonna be puppies and it's gonna be great,
Yeah.
you know?
Absolutely.
You will win the lottery.
You'll win the
That's right.
lottery.
The cat that talks to you is just your friend.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's all. And
Your
the
friend.
help she needs is just for food.
She can't open the can of tuna. She's got no opposable thumbs.
Yeah.
That is totally all it is. That's
Mhm.
right. Very cool. All right, and finally, let us head over to. I'm sorry, were you done? I apologize.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm starting to lose focus. Let us head now over to Alyssa.
Yep. Hello. It is me, Alyssa. You can find me on Twitter at Sanders Lamilton. I actually don't have anything going on right now, which is kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie. It's good to have a break every now and then. But yeah, other than here, I'm waiting on season 2 of Blue Rose and hanging out and lurking. And I'm probably going to join Sara and Mass Effect Screaming as soon as my paycheck gets in and I can buy the Legendary Edition. Because I'm very excited for it.
Nice. Were there any final thoughts on the session or anything?
Oh, well, I agree. I always love when Kai has a vision, if only because they're so just vivid and just Kai's just general like this might as well happen attitude.
Yeah, just like hell, yeah, it's gonna.
Well, this might as well happen. Part 2.
Oh.
Well, this might as well happen. The Demon Destroyed the Train edition. I also loved Mallory trying to her getting a confession and a blessing out of a cardinal, just icing on the cake.
Something I was not expecting.
He did not like it, but this is
No, but
sacrifice
it was
against
I was
Yeah.
very much like the lie worked. Now go get the phone.
Get the phone.
I gotta say, I think that was my favorite part too. That was great.
Yeah.
That was really great.
When we're done with this phone is getting like, this is a hot commodity. It's like it's gonna get.
Excellent. All right. Well, let me see. Where am I? Yes, I appear to be drifting a bit. My apologies to it's like as now I'm trying to pay attention to 5,000 things, but I apologize as I sort of missed stuff going on in the chat, and I need to go back and look at it. But yes, I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens with this. But for now, let me see. Who am I? I'm Jim. You can find me at OtherDoc on both Twitch and Twitter. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. I have links down below to my website, Twitter, YouTube channel, and various other things. Yes, as previously mentioned, tomorrow we have a premiere happening tomorrow night, and that is going to be our Scum and Villainy game, which is the title of it is Untitled Space Game. Which You know, I wasn't sure what the tone was going to be, and then Brian
Now we
came out with
know.
that title, and I'm like, well, there we go. I wasn't sure. He put that title on the Roll20, and I was like, okay, well, is this actually what the title's going to be? And I asked him. He said yes. I was like, okay, well, let's commit to it. So there we are. So I assume we're going to be going around and annoying people in space. That seems to track. So very much looking forward to that. Brian is running it. Brian who runs the Sprawl. Sara will be playing, and we will have some other folks that you may recognize playing as well. And I'm very much looking forward to it. Short campaign. And then that is the only other thing going on the channel right now, aside from this, which will happen again on Tuesday night, with any luck. Some folks may have noticed the structure of what I've been calling a short campaign has extended a bit. So let's just say that we're probably going to be doing a little more of this and then probably taking a break and coming back and doing the rest of it. As there has been an explosion of things. And while we are heading toward a finale, ultimately, with lots of dominoes falling, I couldn't tell you how long it's going to take those dominoes to fall. There's a lot going on. And I think it's going to be interesting to see everything as it unravels over what will effectively, we think, be perhaps one might dare call it a season 2. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We still have next week, and we'll see sort of where things end up. At that point. So very much looking forward to that. In the meantime, also, I am appearing on a podcast that is released its final episode of the actual play that I was on. It's a Tabletop Garden. The actual play was called The Great Molasses Flood. And uses Rosette Diceless, which is a really cool system, a very narrative system, and is about the Great Molasses Flood of 1919 that happened in Boston. So feel free to check that out if you so desire, if you want to hear me play a panicked fireman. And let's see. There is also another thing coming up that I'm going to be appearing on soon, but we haven't nailed down exactly when it's happening yet. There's a potential date that it's happening very shortly, but so it might be very soon, but we still have to talk about it a little bit so I can be sure that it's actually happening. But look for me in other places. I will appear in another place soon, probably, and then I shall probably make various mentions of it on the Twitters when things have resolved themselves in that degree. But that being the case, what is going to happen now? I'm going to send a raid over to somebody. I am looking at our various choices of people I could send a raid over to. And you know what? They're doing a decent amount of costuming in this Call of Cthulhu game that is happening over on the Chaosium's channel. So we're going to go ahead and check that out. We're going to go over and say hi. Feel free to hang on if you are so inclined and say hi to them with us. That will be when we hit the end card. Thank you all very much for watching, folks. We appreciate it. Take care, and we will catch you next time. Farewell.